Welcome, welcome, welcome on another episode of Creatives Corner. My name is James Dale, and I am here with Eddie Hughes the fourth. How you doing?
I'm doing good today. How about you, my friend?
I can't complain, man. I'm blessed with another day. Lord bless me with another day. I woke up today, and I'm taking things one day at a time. So, Mr. Hughes, where you from?
So I am from where I'm at right now, not giving my full location mode. I grew up in Louisiana, but I was born in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay, so how did that go for you? The differences. Have you been to both places?
A bit. Atlanta, I've been there for like a shortest amount of time, and like the last time I was there, it was like a delay flight because that time I was in Florida for college, and it was like before that was like around 10 years ago. Seeing my late auntie Lydia, she wasn't late at the time, but that's the moment where that was like so not really a lot of times, but definitely yeah, I've been to Atlanta before. Yeah, my birth year through which was around 3 years. And then the last time wasn't really like the last time I've been there, it's not really been that long. Like probably like 3 times I've been there as far as I remember, but I definitely, would like to see it more, especially from this point forward.
Okay, okay. I never been to Louisiana. I've been to quite a few states in these United
Mm,
States. I graduated from college. I'm aging myself in 2002.
mm,
And after I graduated, I said I wanted to get on the Greyhound and see these great United States. And I've been to at least 30 something states. And there's quite
yeah.
a few states that I haven't been to in
This
Louisiana.
is one of them.
Georgia
Yeah.
too. I haven't been to Georgia as well. So
Okay.
what was the moment that you knew you wanted to be a filmmaker?
The moment thought about really being a filmmaker, I guess it was back in 2007 when I was around 10 years old. And the thing that we had, and that's why I say had, is it was a duel of a DVD and VCR mixed together. And
Mhm.
what I did was I was just recording like random stuff. And then it just hit me and be like, you know what? I think I could do videos and movies with this. And even from that time during Christmas, we got a Windows, I remember a Vista at the time. And then when they had the Window Movie Maker, I'm like, that I'm gonna make movies off of that. And when it first started off with that, it was basically where I would mix my favorite cartoons, which was Ed and Eddie, and I would just put it in like different stuff. That was how I made like these videos. And in the same note, like I would actually put them in like burn discs like this one right here.
Mhm.
And I have like a lot of those too. And then later on when it just like once I start using that, then it progressed to like other film stuff like AVS video editor, um Premiere Pro and stuff like that. And then later on that's when it was like, oh man, I just realized I could film myself now. Yeah.
Well, that's pretty good. So you started at a wee age tinkering with film.
Yeah.
Is there a specific director or a movie genre that really intrigued you, that promoted you or urged you to want to get into filmmaking?
I believe I guess it was more of like maybe like comedy aspect, especially because the year I can remember really seeing, and this was the year where, me and my family, we were really going to see movies a lot at even a younger age was 2003, which was I saw Finding Nemo, uh Elf, and what was that? Cat in the Hat. And that was the thing that made me be like, you know what, maybe I could do this.
So
That
you
was
you lean towards animation more than live action filmmaking?
I actually like both, actually. Like I would say the first thing I saw, it's very hard because the first thing really seen at on that note was like music. So when I, saw music and stuff, I saw people. I saw like real life like people and stuff like that. And then it's like during that same time I would watch, animation, which was like it was just like usual stuff like, kids shows, like baby shows and stuff like that that was animated. but I would lean towards both actually. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Do you have any short films or feature films or long length films to date?
Uh, probably. It's very hard because it's like I made so many. I guess maybe the one that could be, I guess, deem a short film is uh probably not. Yeah, no, because it's like the thing is because it's like it's from Full Sail, but it's like the thing was that they usually don't count it because it was from Full. I guess maybe something that could be known as a short film. I guess would
Isn't
be
it yours? Is your content? So there's
yeah,
some.
yeah, yeah. I would say probably I would definitely say I definitely probably would say the Raptor video and especially the other stuff from like I guess the podcast channel that really felt like movie making wise. I guess it was the interview with like it was definitely the episodes that were like an hour long that felt like because I was I would add stuff a lot and
Mhm,
just have more context and stuff and be like yeah those are I guess you could say those are short film and definitely back to my main channel this Japanese group that was like really my favorite and one of my second reports Mini Moni
mhm.
we could put that on there because again the duration feels exactly like a movie so I guess in a way, those could really feel like short films. I guess they're more likely for entertainment stuff, but you are like kind of like learning and just like gathering stuff too, because it's from not only another country, but these are like stuff that actually did happen in around this time in that moment because this is like back in the past sort of vibes.
Right, right, right. So, whenever you narrow down the videos that or short films that you created, let me know,
Yeah.
send me a link so I can add it to this interview. So
Oh,
you
definitely.
mentioned Full Sail. I'm the Full Sail alumni.
Yeah.
Prompted you to start Full Sail?
I think what prompted me to go to Full Sail is possibly because at the time during 2017 we were looking for other colleges to go to because I just graduated from crazy enough I graduated in another state it wasn't even here it was in California it was Menlo Afterton I graduated from that and then we decided to be like oh we gotta find somewhere to go for this filmmaking stuff. And this was the college that was sending me a lot of more stuff than every other colleges. And so that's actually how we got from there. And the other thing I was also in there for like after I graduated film, it wasn't right after, but it was like a few months later because that was still during the pandemic time.
Mhm.
Was I went to recording arts and I just finished that last year, and for film, I finished that in May of 2020. And
Okay.
I was here. I know it didn't look like this per se, but this was this specific room. Yeah.
Okay. So, have you done anything professionally with any other studios, or are you totally independent right now?
At the moment, yeah, right now I've been a bit independent.
Okay, you got to collaborate, man. That's why I have stuff like this, so we as creatives can get together and we
Right.
could make projects, so we can present them to these big budget studios, and they can fund our projects. I have quite a
Right.
few scripts that I wrote before, during, and after Full Sail, because I went to Full Sail for creative writing, and would love to collaborate with you and pick
Yeah.
brain on filmmaking, and we can get together and do some stuff, man. We got to get it together. We got to be our own audience. We got to be our own producers. We got to be our own
Right.
individuals that keep us alive, keep us up, keep us motivated. So
Yeah.
where do you see yourself in the future? In the next couple of years as a filmmaker?
I guess in the future, what I could see myself is probably like basically like my own type of musical studio because I've been thinking about like going into music as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess it's like seeing it from that perspective and then also kind of seeing like a movie studio too or something like that. Like I thought for a while of like really of going into Comedy Central, but definitely I have been looking into like my own type of avenues and even going to Asia too, because I've been, excuse me, a big fan of that for quite some time, a while as well.
Well, anime.
No, well, not only just that, but it's just like the whole other type of thing, like the music, the artists, the entertainers, everybody that's been that will put their foot in the ground of that, and I know the first thing that I saw it was the late and great of Coco Leah, and
Mhm.
then later on it became like first thing that became my favorite was like Japan, and then I just went in of like Thailand, China, Korea, and I'm just soaked the information in, and I'd be like, I'm learning a lot, and I'm like, it looked cool and stuff, and it looked different, and that was the big thing I really liked from it.
Okay, so you want to do like scores for movie, or do you want to produce music?
I would definitely do like both. That would be like, and even becoming like making, not only like being my own artist, but also producing artists and groups too.
Oh, so you do music. You're a musician.
Yeah, I'm like I'm working on that, yeah, for sure.
So you play instruments, or do you do spoken word? Do you sing? Do you rap? What do you do?
More likely it was like it is the singing aspects, and I'm learning how like to use the program like Logic and Pro Tools to really have it sound like cohesive. And that was like one of the things I'm gonna be working on in like by either the summer or either by like April and stuff like that, is like working on finalizing the stuff for music that I made previously, especially one of it was like Spending a Night on Earth. I have a demo of that, and I'm working on fixing that for sure.
So what do you lean towards more? More doing scores, or actually directing the entire production of a movie?
Ooh, that's a that's a pretty hard one, because I could actually just see myself like doing both. Even though I know like the directing things like a little, it's a bit more work, but I would actually say I could see myself doing both, like a score and even directing. Like if in the case in point, because it all really depends on like if it's even my project or someone else's. But if anything else, I could say I could score. I feel like I could score, but if any other time, if it was especially my own or something like that, I could see both, but more likely like scoring. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So do you do this is a good question, right?
Mhm.
Do you write music, or do you just like sample royalty-free music that's available on the programs?
I've actually I haven't really like necessarily wrote music, but I didn't use royalty free music either. No, I actually am like making the music, like I'm learning how like the stuff for the instruments work on the Logic. And the other thing I've been doing, and I realized it was interesting that I've learned Michael Jackson have done this, was I would actually hum to like what I'm trying to do, and just have that, just be layered together and be like, oh, because that's what I've learned to do, was like basically use I basically hum what I'm trying to do, like use the vocals before I actually start to use like, the drums and instruments, so I know what I'm actually looking for. I know it's a first, because usually it's the other way around, but that's like kind of the thing I'm learning to be like, oh, I'm a vocalist, so I could understand what I'm trying to do.
Everybody has a method, you know what I mean? That's why I'm asking you these questions, because there's somebody
Yeah,
out there that may or may not do the very same thing that you do, but as long as the end result is cohesive with
yeah,
what you adding it to, that'll be great. So that means that when there is Eddie Hughes's score, it is
yeah.
original to you. It's not something that you pilfered off somebody else's. It's your score.
Right.
That's
Yeah, it's
neat.
your
That's
own,
pretty cool.
exactly.
That's pretty cool, and I like that. So, would you be like be able to lead a orchestra, or do you mainly do digital music?
So far it's been digital so far.
Digital?
It's I have been thinking about orchestra. It's just again, it's just gonna take some time, but definitely so far it's been digital for sure.
Okay, okay. I remember doing classes, doing video game classes and writing scripts
Mm,
for that and learning how that works. And they use music for video games. And a lot of the
yeah.
video games, they have movies. You can actually, while you're playing the segments between each level or each part that you complete, it's a mini movie, and they have music also. You consider doing scores for video games?
Oh, for I would just say like anything I feel like, especially because I'm not really like a specific type of person. If it's anything that I feel like I could really get my hands on and be like, oh, I could do this for this, then I wanna really like try it out. Like pretty much I know like my biggest thing that I've been influenced to a lot is like usually music and like sort of like cinematic type of stuff, but I don't mind trying on like all the other hats and be like, okay, let me see how this one worked. This hat is for video games. Oh, let me see how this one worked. This is for engineering. I know this is like the main thing I do, but I'm not really specifically picky about like trying new avenues of like new opportunities.
Okay,
Even
so
I've been like from back to full sail, I've been like a stand-in, like a person that set up so I've learned that. So I've learned how to like set up a scene, like how to set up I forgot what it's called, but it's that like set a
that
stage.
yeah,
Yeah. Yeah.
you on the right page. So that is awesome. So did you attend Full Sail on campus or online? Are you an online student or campus student?
I was a campus student. I would say I was like kind of an online, probably like from my last days of film, because again it was during the pandemic time, and even from when it was coming back. This is like when I was doing recording arts. This is when Full Sail was just like coming back, but I remember the scenery too, especially even moving to like this to Florida and stuff like that. It was a ghost town, and I actually was like, wow, I actually remember what Full Sail looked like before all this stuff. And it was I even stayed in like I think in total stayed in like 3 or 4 apartments, and like the one that was in from the start, I think they're rebuilding it, I guess. But I remember a few years back they destroyed it and stuff.
Mhm.
But they had us like move to another place that was right next to it, and then for that we all had to like pretty much find another place to live. And I made like not only friends from like campus, but also like at that place, which the place it was called CVI. So I remember yeah, I was a campus student from even from probably like the last days of like those moments, like being an online student for a little bit, but mostly campus. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. So what sort of projects do you have coming out in the future? Anything you working on right now?
So far, one of the things besides, the thing we're about to do together, the podcast, the other thing I've been thinking about was from a friend of mine for another channel I have, was for us to kind of do like freestyle Fridays or freestyle Zoom call stuff. I just gotta contact him more. And one thing that I also brought for this is my book. It's already released, but like the thing I'm gonna be really working on in the near future is making an audio version of this book. So that's the other thing I'm working on for that book, is making an audio version. And some like I've also said, like some music stuff, like putting the music stuff I work on, revising those projects and stuff. So that's gonna be the goal, is my audio autobiography, a freestyle Zoom call, trying to work on that, and podcast stuff and music stuff. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So What is that book entail? Is that your autobiography, or is it something about filmmaking or intro to filmmaking? Or
It
what is
was it is basically it's an audio biography of my life from like when I was got here until like 2019 because it was kind of like a revelation at the time, and it details of like basically of like how I gotten into film, how I got into like Asian culture, how I grew up, and even how like I was thinking too, especially because another thing I'm not sure if a lot of people notice about it, even when I dropped this recent special, was not episode of the podcast was autism. You know, I go into that in that book as well. So that's what the book is talking about me, the adventures I had, the filmmaking, pretty much like kind of the stuff we were talking about like now and even get to a little later. That's what the book talks about from that to 2019. And if I have a feeling like the sequel, it will be coming out around 2 years later. I will make a sequel, which also it will include this in our adventures as well, which is yeah. So that's yeah. The book is basically about about all the adventures and stuff I went through from when I got here to 2019.
so? What is the name of the book? Could you show it again?
Sure, sure, sure. The name of the book is called Who Am I for Real Growing Up with Edo? Part one, Fast Ed from my name, Eddie Hughes the fourth. The Fast Ed, this is actually like a stage name I thought for basically of what I would call myself as like an artist is Fast Ed. And even in the book, it explained how I got that name, but I definitely don't mind to like reshare it. Is basically I remember being in gym and I would run a lot. I didn't think I was the fastest, but my coach would say, "Go fast, Eddie, go," and then that's how I came up with that. My sibling was saying that I should call myself that, but it turns out there's already a house DJ that is called Fast Eddie, so I'm like, well. And I remember also I wanted to call myself Special Ed, but there's
Sorry.
already a guy
Yeah,
called that, so I'm just like, well, I can't take that
yeah,
spotlight away from him and the other guy. So I'm like,
yeah.
Fast Ed, because it's like nothing else is named that. So it's
Yeah,
like,
there you go.
well, there you go. And that was, the importance of like LLC and copyright. You got to really look in your avenues and be like, okay, does anybody else use this name? You know?
Yeah, that's great. That's great. So, where can people find that book?
Okay, people could find this book on Amazon. Also, I'll be sending like a referral link, and also I could even share with you a screenshot of I think it was, dang it, I can't believe I forgot this name. It was like an ID thing. It was where it's like a scanner. I'll send you like that. It's like
I'll
Amazon.
include, I'll include everything with the YouTube link, and so when
Okay,
people
yeah,
view this episode, they'll be able to go to your link in your book.
right,
On your channel, on your YouTube,
yeah.
do you have your work, your short film that you did at Full Sail there available?
Most of it I do, but more likely I think where the other ones could be shared too and stuff like that is more likely I'll share with you my Venmo, which has a little more because that was like kind of a range where you could share. But I would say even like in the near future I may share more stuff of what I made from Full Sail. It depends on the timing and when, but definitely, yeah, it has that, and I believe my Venmo link also has a little bit more of the stuff I did from Full Sail. So yeah,
Okay, okay. Are you for hire?
for
If
high,
we
I
want a director or filmmaker to film their project, or somebody to do a score for a project that they already have all set and ready to go, are you for hire? And if so, where can people find you?
uh, I'm working on that though. I am, but I am working on the process to make myself like be for hire. I am definitely like ready at all times. I'm just working on it, but for sure I am for hire. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So in the future, my viewers out there, Mr. Eddie Hughes is a director extraordinaire. He makes music scores, and he is available for hire. So this is your floor. Any shameless plug that you want to do or put in right now, the floor is all yours.
Okay. So where anyone could find me and stuff like that, I do have LinkedIn. I have that. I definitely the X gonna give it to you. The Twitter at Edo my Lego, my IG, which is called Instagram, which is E Hughes IV, and Facebook, which is called Edo Hughes IV.
Okay,
So yeah, that's that would be where anyone could find me, could collaborate, interviews and stuff like that. That's where you could find me. Yeah.
that's great. So on this is Creatives Corner, and my name is James Dale. This is Eddie Hughes, and join us on the next one.
See you guys later.